I'm going to give you several, I don't know how many, but several very helpful tips to help maximize your weight loss. Okay? These things are going to be, because losing weight is not hard. Knowing what to do is the hard part. Okay? Now, it takes time. You gotta be patient. That's one thing. But a lot of people are saying, well, if it's easy to lose weight, I just need to know what to do. Yeah, well, that's what I'm here for. I can tell you what exercises to do. Okay? Buy a pair of shoes, head out the front door, and start running. Okay? That's one end of the spectrum. Okay? Push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. We know about this stuff. But dieting is something that boggles the mind of most everyone in the world, especially in the United States, because you know the average American diet is just deplorable. Um, don't get me started. We have a health crisis. We started it. We're the only ones who can fix it. Okay, so anyway, sorry, I'm about to get on top of my high horse, on top of my soapbox with that one. Anyway, step number one: stay away from generalizations. Okay. The reason you want to stay away from generalizations is because there's no way to generalize an entire field. When you're doing research and somebody will say, carbs are bad for you. Don't eat them. Don't eat them. They're bad. Okay, well, first of all, too big of a generalization. Okay? That's like saying you don't like movies. There's comedies, there's romance, there's drama, there's action, there's suspense, there's horror films, there's um, foreign films. There's just too much to say. I don't like movies. Um, and that's how it is with generalizations. Okay, because you've got males, you have females, you have teenagers, you have 60-year-olds, people all who are looking to try to diet. You have people who are overweight, people who are looking to build muscle, people who just want to be healthier lifestyle, and then there's people like me who want to be, professional athlete looking, 6% body fat, rippling muscles, shredded, you know, fitness model look. I'm shallow. Okay, so that's what I want to look like. And then there's people who just, they don't really care what they look like specifically. If they have a six pack, they just want to be healthier. Okay, so that's why you can't trust generalizations, because there's no one thing you can say, no one universal truth that's going to help every single one of those people, because different people need different things. Okay, and I'm going to give you a few generalizations that are totally wrong. You want to stay away from. Okay, and the first one I already mentioned is that carbs are bad. Carbs can be bad, yes, but so can fat. Um, so can sugar. But all those things can also be good. Okay. Excuse me. Somebody's on my iPod. Anyway. Um, but carbs, Snickers bars, yeah, it's nasty crap. Okay. Don't eat it. It makes your butt grow. Bottom line, it's just sugar, sugar, sugar. Okay. Um, carbs in a banana, yeah, that's pretty good. Carbs in apple, yeah, pretty good. Carbs in brown rice, really good. Um, the idea is to stick to carbohydrates that came out of the ground, okay, or that only have foods that have one ingredient. You look on the back of oatmeal, 100% whole grain oats. That's the only ingredient in oatmeal. Brown rice, 100% brown rice, only ingredient. You look at the back of a package of bread. Bread can be something good. Whole grain bread can be something that's good in moderation. But you don't want your whole diet to be bread, because you look on the back and it's 1,000 ingredients that you can't even pronounce. Okay, potato, pretty good in moderation again. But you want to stick to the dark stuff, things that are dark and things that came out of the ground, as opposed to things that came out of a factory and things that are white. Okay, white rice is like running with your mouth open. Okay, There's no nutritional value, and it goes straight to your trouble areas. If it's men, it's around the navel area. That's our center of gravity. That's where we gain weight. Women, it's the thighs and glute area. Okay, that's where they gain it slash retain weight. Their trouble areas, their last spot areas. Their aha area, as fitness people like to say. It's just the last spot. And once it finally gone, it's just bing, glowing. That's the last thing, and you're so happy. Um, so generalization of carbs bad? No. Stick to the dark carbs. Whole grain pasta, brown. Regular pasta that most people eat, which is why the United States is full of obese people, is white. Okay? The white one literally has all the nutrients, all the fiber, all the protein stripped out of it, and it's white because I guess it looks prettier to some people. Personally, I think it looks better brown, but who knows? I've been brainwashed by health nuts, I guess. Sorry about that. And the same thing with white bread. Nutrients stripped out. Your bread should taste like dirt. Okay, it should taste terrible. As Tony Horton says, it should taste like nuts and bark. Okay, that's pretty much what it should taste like. When you look at your bread and you see little weird, funny looking things in there that you almost like seeds or nuts or something you can't quite identify, that's good bread because that's where the fiber and the protein's coming from. Okay, when you buy bread, look on the back of it. What's on the front of the package means absolutely nothing. That's just a food company saying whatever you want to hear so that you buy their product. Okay? Look at the back. Look at the ingredients. Look at the nutrition facts. Okay? When you're buying bread, it should have at least 5 grams of protein per slice. Okay? 4 at the minimum. It should have about 5 fibers. Okay? 5 grams of fiber in it. Fiber is what keeps you full. Okay? It's substance. Fiber and protein make you feel full. Okay? So that's good for you. But yeah, white stuff, white bread, white rice, white pasta, junk. Okay, it's just fluffy nothingness, empty calories that make you expand in width. Okay, it makes you gain weight, makes that scale go up and up and up and up. Okay, generalization. You hear a lot of people say oil's bad. Don't eat oil. It's horrible for you. Well, olive oil is oil, obviously, and it's pretty good. Coconut oil, pretty good. Have a lot of health values to it. Now, vegetable oil, not so much. Hydrogenated oils, yeah, not so much. Um, Grease, even worse. But oils, which are fat, healthy fats can be utilized to be good, okay? And fat, great for you, okay? It helps keep your immune system up. It helps keep, everything up here working fine, okay? Your brain cells are fat, fat, okay? So you don't want to eat fat, okay? Turn into an idiot. What do I care? You need to eat fat, okay? It's a necessary part of the diet. Fat keeps all of your hormones and everything in order and in line so that you can build muscle, you can have testosterone, you can release endorphins into your mind, okay, so that you get all those good feelings from working out, okay. You feel good from working out because you eat well. That's bottom line. You eat crap and work out, you're not going to feel that great. You're just going to feel like, wow, well, why am I not seeing results, okay? So stay away from generalizations, okay? Another tip that I'm going to give you, this is not in the generalization category, this is on the other side of the spectrum, okay, is that meat is overused, in my personal opinion, okay? With the carbs, I said dark instead of white. Well, with meat, it's the opposite. It's white instead of dark. The dark meat, red meats, things like pork and steak and beef in moderation, they are acceptable. But in general, salmon, tuna, chicken breast, those are the things that need to make up your protein sources in the day. Okay, um, it's not meat is overutilized. There's such a thing as a protein myth. Hasn't Nothing's really been proven. There's some loose facts that are interesting, but nothing's been proven. That in that myth, that's what the theory is called, protein myth, is basically saying that the average American has too much protein in their daily diet, and they don't need as much as they get. That you really only need one protein source, one major protein source throughout the day. So you have, or two. So you have one chicken breast, and that's all you need because everything else you eat has some protein in it. Your bread will have protein, assuming it's the right kind of bread. Your pasta, your rice, your nuts, those things have protein in them, and that you really don't need to have 300 grams of protein per day, unless of course you're really trying to build muscle. Then you need about as many grams of protein per pound that you weigh. So I weigh 163 pounds. I would need 163 grams of protein, essentially, roughly, to gain muscle mass. So you don't need to be eating meat all day. You're not a carnivore. I would, I would really actually try to get you to lean towards vegetarian, being vegetarian or vegan. Um, quite honestly, but that's a different video, different topic. Another thing is that you need sleep. You need sleep, sleep, sleep is so important. 7.5 to 8 hours a day. Sleep is when your muscles grow. I don't know if you can hear them, but they're really laughing back there about something. Anyway, sleep is when your muscles grow, they rebuild, they reconnect, they break down first, and then they grow. So you break them down when you're weightlifting, okay? And you're doing bench press, you're doing curls, whatever. That's when they break down. And when you sleep, they rebuild. The one thing that is everything requires nothing, and that is sleep, okay? You cannot lose weight without sleep. You cannot build muscle without sleep. Nothing works without sleep. That gets everything up here right. And that, gets your muscles rebuilt, recuperating so that you can work out the next day. Okay. If you don't sleep, your blood sugar, I mean, it's a bad cycle because some people who don't sleep are skinny and they're super skinny and they don't need to exercise to be skinny. Now they won't build muscle, but they're thin. And that's because you don't have any energy. So your body's constantly working, 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 breaking food down and everything so that you can still be alive, okay, and not just die. And it takes from your fat cells and your stored up fat so that you have energy because you didn't sleep. However, it spikes your blood sugar levels, which makes you think, I'm starving, I'm hungry. Not only does it do that, but it makes you want sweet too. So then you eat a bunch of junk and you get fat. So it's this terrible cycle, and people can't figure out how to avoid it except, hey, sleep. Skip the first long step, then you're golden, okay? Um, and another tip would be, man, it's a long video. I'm sorry about this. But another tip is that you do not want to cheat on your diet. If you cheat on something, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but if, as a capital I and a capital F, if you must have one day where you don't do everything according to the book, skip the exercise, don't cheat on your diet. The diet is 85% of your results. So that means less than a quarter, way less than a quarter, is coming from your exercise. Okay? There are people who have one limb or one leg or no legs, or they don't have one arm, or their heart doesn't function as well as it could, so they can't exercise that in an intense level, and they have six pack. They have six pack abs. Why? Because they diet. They keep that diet straight. They keep it clean. They do what they need to, and that gets them the results they need and want because the diet is everything. Really, exercising is it's just a small part. Exercising is for you know looks. That's pretty much all it's for. I mean, cardio releases endorphins into your mind, things like that um, make you feel good and make you feel happy. But it's really just for aesthetics, okay? That's really the only reason people exercise, okay? And the diet is really where it's all at. It all circles. The diet is here and everything else circles around it, okay? Cardio and weightlifting, important because it helps keep yourself young and fresh and keep your cells from dying. But it's just that this is dieting. It's just this expansive, huge, just astronomical thing. That is makes up all of health. And you know, then there's dieting, which is that. Can you see in there? Barely. Okay, that's exercise. You still need it at least 20 minutes a day. I would say 30 minutes a day. I would really like to see people do like an hour a day, but not everybody has that kind of time. Everybody likes it as much as I do. I love it, but I'm a freak. So, um, those are just a few. I mean, I could go on for like 2 hours just talking about ways to improve the diet, but dark carbs over white carbs, white meat over dark meat, um, and stay away from generalizations. And for goodness sake, realize that your life is literally on the line. You're eating sugar all day, every day. You're going to get heart disease and die. You're eating factory food all the time that's full of chemicals where scientists get together and they make artificial flavors so that you can not stop eating, like potato chips. You can't have one because there's an addictive nature to it, okay? You wouldn't suggest for someone to go smoke cigarettes because it kills them and it's addicting. Well, food is the same way. It kills you. It is addicting. They make it that way, okay? Um, so you want to eat chemicals all day? Be my guest. Have fun with cancer. Have fun with death, okay? Um, so I guess it comes down to a question: what do you like? Living and eating whatever you want with no self-control whatsoever, or dying younger than you should? Simple question. It's no mystery. It's no coincidence that guys like Tony Horton and Jack LaLanne and Scooby, world famous bodybuilder, um, it's no it's no secret that people and actors dieting, exercise all the time. People make them they look way younger than they are. I mean, some of that's Photoshop, you know, airbrushed when they're in their movies, but George Clooney looks much younger than he actually is. Why? It's diet and exercise. They are fighting the cells that want to die. Your cells want to die. It's nature. Okay, that's the way we're made. You diet, you exercise, you keep those cells alive longer. They're still gonna die. Yeah, like I said, it's nature. It's the way it was made. But you exercise, you diet, you keep yourself alive longer. Okay, diabetes, cancer, heart disease. These are all these are all diseases that are primarily based in the United States. It's because the diet here is just junk. We eat junk all day, every day. We let our bodies rule our minds. We know we shouldn't eat it, but we eat it anyway because we push the pleasure button instead of the, hey, I want to live button. Okay? Thanks for watching.